Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. I am Coach Bates of the Yellow Jackets and founder of Athletes by Bates. I just wanted to introduce myself. This is the first time I'm getting to do a recap for us in our season that has started now. Week 2 is where we're at. We're probably not going to end up doing a week 1 video. I'm not quite sure yet. But just to kind of do a quick what's going on in this video, the first like 20 minutes is what I went over before we ended up hitting up practice today. Just kind of addressing a big picture of a lot of different things. And then the second part, which is like the last 10-15 minutes, is more focused on the little specific things that we do want to work on. Like I had told you guys before, what we want to do is we want to continue to get better every single week. We want to progress, bam, 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 right? And we've seen it. We've seen it little by little. We've seen that we're not turning the ball over as easy anymore. We're seeing that we're doing a better job on defense as well and everything. So we're gonna hit those offensive boards. Well, we're gonna eliminate those offensive boards as much as we can this weekend, and then continue to progress from there. So I just wanted to introduce the video and everything like that. It gets a little long and everything, but hit me up if you guys have any questions or anything else that you want me to address the next time that we do the video or on Thursday when I see you guys. So and anybody else that's watching, if you guys have any questions, hit me up. Thanks. All right. All right, how's it going, guys? This is Coach Bates. We're looking at week 2 here, game 2 for the Yellow Jackets. When I get a chance, I'll go through the other one and everything like that, but I thought this one would be the most relevant. So we ended up playing against the West Texas, what are they, Wolves, this past Sunday. Who we had come out was Elijah, class of 26, Jeremiah, class of 25, Kim, class of 23, Brandon, class of 27, Asias is somewhere here off screen, right there, class of 26, and then Chibu's on the bench, class of 25. And then we've got a class of 24, I believe. He's a sophomore. Number 24, Martinez, I believe his last name is. One heck of a player. Definitely impressed us all out there in this game. But let's go ahead and let's go over this game. Let's see what we find. Let's see what we can talk about, where we can improve and everything like that. So I'll come back once we find a good stopping point. All right, and actually right off the bat, so Asai is here, right? So this is one of the biggest things that we want to avoid. We want to stay on our feet as much as we can, especially when you're a shorter player. I believe Asias is 5'7", 5'8", something around there. You want to stay on your feet. Like you're not really going to be altering too many people's shots and everything. So try to keep that in mind the whole time that you're playing and everything. And as we see him here, he leaves his feet to try to reach for the ball. And I mean, you're messing up, messing up the rotation anytime you do that and everything like that. But so this was actually the first time that we faced a team, actually since this used to be a varsity team where we used to play a varsity league, that we faced man defense, and we're not being pressed. Like, we've been playing in tournaments for the last few weeks, and yeah, we've been pressed the whole time. You guys know how it is at the AAU. And the biggest thing you can see here is the lack of movement, and I think at the beginning it was just them kind of trying to work themselves into it and everything like that. But you'll see it here, like once Asias gets the ball up, like Brandon's backing up over here. Like we do want to give him space and everything like that, but you guys end up seeing the adjustment that we end up having as well, because it's just very stagnant, right? He's doing a good job right here, staying in front of him and everything too. So, but yeah, you definitely, and like I said, we'll see the adjustment here in just a little bit. So one thing I definitely want to bring up here, Mr. Martinez does a great job here. Like the number one thing you want to do with the zone defense is attack those gaps, right? Attack where they don't want you to go, especially the middle. That is the number one spot. We don't want anybody getting through. So for him to, like, that's a beautiful fake right here. Looks them off and then just gets himself right back where he wants to be the entire time anyway. Beautiful. Great attack. Keeps the ball nice and high so nobody can just tip it off and everything like that. Just wasn't able to finish. Great job, Brandon. So in case it wasn't obvious already, we're in a 2-3 zone. So we've got Elijah, Brandon as our wings. Jeremiah's running the middle. And then we got our 2 up top and everything like that. And I think this is one of the things that we gotta look into more as well. So you want to be facing the man bringing in the ball. But we got to get Elijah over here to pay more attention because these corners are their corners, right? The wings and everything like that. And as we see it here, he just does a great job at reading it and everything, and just right off the bat, great work. So let's look at once we talked about the adjustment that we need to make, right? And that's to bring in some screens. Anytime that they're playing you up high, up top, and everything like that, you want to start bringing in those screens to help those the ball handlers open up. But as you see here, so two things happen here, right? Brandon gets going long before Jeremiah said. So watch. So he's pretty much already gone, which I understand what he's doing because he sees this defender coming in close, so he's got this. However, he's not attacking right down the lane. He's almost going at an edge, and then we got Martinez here with the help. So it kind of like stopped the whole thing, like right off the bat. And then, you know, gets the ball going and everything. And this is one of the biggest things. We worked on it last week. We're going to continue to work on it because we only worked on it for one practice, and it was like maybe for 20-30 minutes since we don't have that much time in practice. But these passes right here are what we want to avoid at all costs. That right there. Oh, those are the worst kinds of passes. There's just nothing worse. And of course, against a team like this, they're not as athletic like the Pro Skill was and everything like that. But Pro Skill just ate these up. These are exactly what Pro Skill wants to throw at you and everything like that. And the Aztecs do too. Yeah, we want to avoid those. Even though we still keep possession and everything like that. Getting off your feet to throw a little lob pass, yeah, no, we want to avoid that. Right off the bat, right? Like he did it once, he's going to do it again. He sees what it is that the defense is trying to take away, which is that middle. He's going to use his skill and his speed to explode and get right to exactly where the defense doesn't want him. Great work. So every so often we do a really good job at doing a lot of DHOs. But then all of a sudden they just stop. Like it happens once here and that's it. Everybody's just standing there. So what you guys aren't understanding here is, look how clogged up everything is for the minute Brandon has the ball. Where is he to go? Everything is so open right here too. And we all know Brandon can pass. So we want cutters, we want things happening here and everything like that. We want our big working his way down to the post and everything like that. If he's not setting up a screen, like I think Elijah was going for it afterward. But I mean, it's there, it's open, but by the time that we adjust to it, it's a little too late and everything. Another thing with these shots right here, number one thing you want to do whenever, as soon as you're coming, like he did a good job of getting his head around before everything, right? So he can see exactly where the basket is. Go up straight high and aim for that backboard. That is your best friend. Aim for that backboard every single time. So as this shot's coming up here, one thing I want you guys to keep in mind, most of the time when a shot goes in or is taken from one side, it's going to end up on the opposite side. So if they're shooting from over here, chances are the rebound's going to come here and vice versa, right? That's not always the case. They're short, so on and so forth. But this is just kind of keep that in mind, especially when it's a good shooter like him. When he misses, he's going to end up missing short or long. Either way, the ball's most likely going to bounce to the other side as long as he's aiming right, which, yeah. So Martinez does a good job here at his action right after he releases the ball, right? So he lets the ball go and he cuts, right? So passing cut. The only thing that I would definitely suggest is you want to be ready for that pass. Because honestly, most of the time, the best pass, the one that's the most open, is right back to the guy that just took the ball away, right? Because look, nobody's on him or anything. So you want to get your head around as you're coming through here and be ready for that pass to come to you and everything like that. Also, before I continue, actually, with that being said, one thing we always want to remember in this event that this is happening, Kim, we got to get you to fight over here. We don't want anybody getting in here without being touched, without being bumped. All right, we want to bump them, and you want to call them out, cutter, 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 and then recover, come back over here and everything like that. So keep that in mind. So let's talk a little bit more about zone defense, right? So our wings right here. So we've got two players up here. Nobody's in our corner. We've got them both up high and everything like that. In this situation, Elijah, you're fine there, but you want to kind of have one foot inside right here, ready to help out if anything is happening or anything like that, right? And you want to keep an eye out, make sure there's nobody coming to your corner. And then when something like this happens, right? So you've got this man back here, you got to get his eyes on him. Like, you know there's a guy in that corner. So now you got to be alert of it, but still, you still want that one foot in here. And the reason I say this is because he's 2 passes away pretty much. Yeah, because at best, this would be 1 pass for our level, right? Now, older kids is a little different because this is 1 pass away. But this is pretty much 2 passes here. This is also 2 passes. It's practically 3 passes at this level. Because if they do that skip pass, that lob pass, just the same reason we don't want to be throwing any lob passes, when they do, it gives us time to recover. That's why we want to be kind of in the middle, ready to go, ready to protect down low, ready to box out or anything like that, right? And then as we see the ball come here, so now he's kind of 1 pass away, but he's stacked here. So you still have nobody in this corner. So as soon as you see that ball coming through, you want to come closer to this guy right here in case he ends up cutting through or anything like that, right? So Kim does a good job. She closes out. Elijah does a good job kind of getting open, getting big and everything like that. But as soon as you see this, Elijah, or anybody that's in the wing, as soon as you see your wing guy coming over the top, you got to push Kim. You got to push Kim up to the top, and you got to take this right here. Because she's got her zone. She's now got somebody else in her zone, and since there's nobody in yours, that's your spot right there. That's your man. So instead of standing here, like Kim does a hell of a job at poking the ball and everything like that, but still, you want to push her out of here. Or if you're going to leave her on there, you've got to come out here, but you guys got to communicate. Still, best suggestion is to push her off to the top, and then you take over your spot because that becomes now your wing and everything like that. Oh, and now that I see it, before we pause it, this, we can't have this. Like, watch what's going on. Yep, I didn't even have to look, and I already knew. He's just walking. We can't have anybody inside of our paint just walking. Like, they're just walking down the mall. Ain't nobody touching them. No, we cannot have that. We want people to not want jack to do with our paint. We don't want them to come anywhere near that. We want them to, every time they come in here, oh, I'm going to get bumped. I don't feel like being in there. It wears on them over time and everything. We can't have that. Like, we gotta keep our bodies on them and everything like that. And you got to think about it too. Like, him getting in front of you, that's a seal right there. Just sets him up for a seal. So we want to make sure we're fighting at all times down there. So we got another inbounds play, right? This time it's baseline again. He's a little further out here, so this is actually your corner, Elijah. So it's a good job at getting big and everything like that. It's exactly what you want to do. And then Asias is doing a good job keeping his hand up. I can't see where Brandon's at over here. But this right here, we've got to fight. We've got to fight. We can't let this happen. Like, we're just letting somebody into the paint. And what I mean by fight is if you get in a wide stand, and we'll work on it tomorrow at practice and everything like that. You get in the wide stands, and you get low. Get your base low, get wide. Do not let them in. Remember, the only help you have is to the inside, to in here. So if they're going to beat you in any way, don't let them beat your baseline because there's nobody there. So you get great job right there. I don't know who that is over there, but great job, good footwork there and everything like that. Just wasn't able to finish. And then let's see who boxed out and who didn't, right? As soon as the shot's going up, we got 1 standing up, 2 standing up, 3 standing. I can't see in here. I'm guessing Brandon's in the action. But look at that. And just, okay, let's just all watch the ball. When you go watching the ball, you know who gets the ball? Whoever wants it most. Whoever out here feels like coming in for the ball, or whoever's tallest. So don't watch. There we go, just ball watching. Just like that. So that right there is our first. I'm gonna start doing math actually. I should do that. Give me a sec. We're gonna see how many times they get offensive boards and how many points they get off of them. All right, so here's another thing. Reality check for you El Paso players. Let me tell you guys something, man. I know a lot of guys feel like you really can't dribble. I know at the rec center or whatever, you're doing it and everything like that. Look at this. Get the hell off the... These refs. Where is he looking? God, sorry. Sidetrack. Either way. Literally nobody is on this, man. Ball's gone. Ball's already, like, you already lost possession. And this isn't just Elijah. This is, I think, everyone except for, I know Kim's got really good handles. Brandon's okay. And Asias, I know, usually does a decent job until he, you know, takes himself into a double team. All right, let's see who boxes out. Chibu boxing out. Sai is looking for somebody. Good job. It's a little late, but good job. So let's see what we could have done different here. Oh, God, I went way back. Well, let's see again. So as soon as the shot goes up, let's see what happens. Shot's gone up right there. Who's looking? So we got a closer. Sias is looking. He's doing a good job. He definitely boxed out already. Brandon, I'm guessing. Why are you on the floor? Jesus Christ. Yeah. Nope. Looks like whoever was there, which I'm guessing is Brandon, didn't box out as well. Or if he did, he got taken down low. Oh, so guess what this is? Offensive rebound to what? 2 points. So let's add it. All right, so if you guys want to learn what to do when you've gotten onto a defender's hip, once you've gotten past their defense, do you hug it around or do you bring it down in a straight line? Look at that. That lean angle. Can't really fully tell. Let me try to pause it. Look at that. That lean angle. She's using power toward him to still come through his hip. Just like that. That's perfect. And then just sends it. Great work. Perfect. All right, here we go again. He already knows our weakness. He knows not only our weakness, which shouldn't be our weakness, that should be our strength, but he knows where he wants to go because it's where we don't want him to go, which is the middle, right? I'm guessing, I don't know if he did or not, but I'm guessing there was no screen called here. Right? Leave somebody exposed and everything like that. So, hey, what? I have no clue what that was. No clue. But gets past him, does a great job. Look at that footwork. Bam. Great Euro. Dump off would have been smart right there, but sends the shot. Let's see, we got Chibu boxing out the man that's shooting. Brandon's trying down here, but whose man was it that dove in from up here? That one's kind of hard. Yeah, it's too late at that point. Brandon, you got to be in front of him. You got to fight. Don't worry about this corner. Remember, this corner is a whole 2 passes away. It's a skip pass, right? So in this situation right here, Brandon, and anybody in this wing, get yourself. Remember, if you're 2 passes away, I want to see your foot right here. That's where I want. Elijah's 1 pass away, so he's fine up here. You've got a guy up here. You got 3 here. This is what's, oh, there's another thing. This is what's known as overload. Anytime that you get 3 players on one side of the court, that's going to be the overload. What that means for us is we want to shift this way, right? If there's a guy all the way the hell over there, leave him. Leave him. If he makes this pass right here, it's going to give you time to recover. But what you don't have time to recover to is this right here. But he's still boxing out. He's still trying, though. And there you go. Another offensive rebound. All because he penetrated that middle and everything like that. And yeah, that was a... So this is why we want to fight over the screens, right? Watch Asias. He does a great job at fighting over this screen right here. Got his hands up so he knows it's or he feels it coming. And he at least tries to go over. Oh, it looks like it was on accident, but you want to try to fight over these because whenever they move as you're making contact with them. So when they move, like there's still contact here. And see how he moves as there's still contact? That's a moving screen. If he were to stay here and Asias like doesn't move or anything, that's a whole different story. But because he moved as they were still making contact, that's an illegal screen. So keep that in mind. So this is one of the things oh my God, I'm already at 20 minutes. I'm going to have to speed this up. So this is another one of the things that we talked about. Lazy passes, right? And then fighting for those passes. That's a lazy pass. Why? Why is this pass happening? You're just giving the defense an opportunity. And then what we worked on was catching these lazy passes, right? Or just fighting for the ball, right? And Brandon does a hell of a job here, protecting his quarterback type of thing, right? Great work. I want to see more of this, Chibu. I think you underestimate. We'll work on it if you want. We could sit there and we could shoot like 100 of these around this entire area. But I want to see more of these, Chibu. Like you're usually taller than everybody else out there. Look at your vertical. Like your release is beautiful. That's exactly what we want. We want a high release. Yeah, the release itself is kind of high. We want a little higher than that. We want that elbow locking. Yeah, because the elbow doesn't lock. But either way, we want to work on these. I want you to get super comfortable with these right here. Great work. I like the crashing too. I saw pretty much everybody crashing the board. So this right here is where a defense can really depend on what it is that the coach wants to do, right? So myself, normally the way of thinking is if they're not shooters, I don't want to be pressed up on them up here. I want them to get the ball out there, right? Now, we don't have a shot clock, which I think is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And then on top of that, I have to still be able to conform to some of my my players' skill, right? Like Kim is she's known for poking the ball out, right? If she identifies you as a weak dribble or anything like that, she's gonna go for it. Normally, I don't like this, but a player like Kim, who literally I've seen her do this when I went to scout her and everything like that. This is the norm for her. Like she's a cookie monster. Her, Adi, Emma, like they're just freaking cookie monsters. Darion does a hell of a job at it too. His is a little different because he's so damn long, but yeah, great work there. Now, with this, Elijah, if you're going to come here, you've got to be more aggressive than that. So, actually, yeah, this actually brings up a good point. We got to work on mirroring the ball, right? Shadowing the player, mirroring the ball. So what happens here, you have your eyes locked on the minute this is a dead ball, right? He cannot dribble anymore. So you want to mirror that ball. Your hand, your arm has to go wherever that ball goes, right? You don't have to push it at him because then, you could foul him. But just keep it right over here, wherever you see that ball going, move your arm up and down in that. So instead of pushing it in like you did, that's what you end up doing. Let's see what happens right here in the rotation. So we got a full rotation that happens here, right? Let's see. Once again, Brandon. And this is one of the big things that we want to change. And this is why we watch film, because I guarantee you, I did not notice this. For a fact, I did not notice this, because I'm trying to either find where our weakness is on the strong side or whatever the case is. I can't see everything at once. This is why we have film. So we want to bring our wing, who's opposite, closer to the middle, right? Because of rotations. So watch. So Chibu has to come out here because Elijah's extended here. Elijah needs to sprint back down here. Like, as this guy cuts, go with him. Because now Chibu's now this, so Elijah needs to come down here. Asias tries to do his best, but in reality, it's the opposite wing, right? That's who should be rotating to that block. But Asias tries to do a good job getting down there and everything like that. And I mean, he does, right? Gets us the ball back and everything like that. So great job, Asias. Not your assignment, but you did a hell of a job there. Hustle, right? So one thing that you'll notice, some offenses, and I think it's one of the offenses that Kim works on. It's a great thing to do. I think I saw Montwood. I think they did it against Franklin, the boys' freshman team, at back cuts. Right? If somebody's dribbling toward you, you get a back cut. As she's coming here, look, everybody is clearing away. Why is the ref constantly looking out here? All right, whatever. That's not our problem. All right, so as she's coming to you and everything like that, you've got to be able to identify this right here. So as you see it right there. So I could understand if you haven't gone yet because you're trying to see, okay, is she going to drive? I'm going to give her that lane if she's going to drive. As soon as she does this toward you, back cut. Explode, like full speed. And I think she even points it. Like, damn, like you should have back cut. Like, that's an easy lay right there. Great read on Kim. But yeah. And then, hell of a job right there driving. So, you did a good job of making up for it. But, I mean, it's an easy two right here. If you just back cut. So that's what we want to work on as well, as back cut. And then good job Chibu kind of getting out of the way. Giving him the lane and everything like that. But yeah, anytime you have a defender that you feel they can't stay in front of you, just drive. Go in for it. But above all, like I said, you want a back cut here. Holy crap, we're only 6 minutes into the game. And I've already got 23 minutes. You know what? I haven't even been keeping track of the rebounding anymore. I'll probably do that some other time. But there's a lot. I mean, and this is only what, 2 practices in, really, that we've gotten an opportunity to do something and everything like that as well. So what the heck was that? Oh, hell no. What is that? Why is he allowing that? Alright, whatever. This is another thing we're going to work on. We're going to work on these rebounding. Oh, great work. By the way, anybody that's watching this and hasn't watched the Yellow Jackets, by far, our 2 best rebounders. Elijah does it, like, when he tries, he's probably our 2nd best rebounder. But Chibu's number 1, and then watch Brandon. Offense, defense, he just clever, smart. Yeah. That bear hug. They don't like it out here. I need to go check on the food. All right. So I'm probably going to come back. Hopefully I'll leave this pause right around 7 minutes. I'll continue from there. There's a lot, right? And it's good. We've got film. We're able to read and learn from it. So the minute that pass happens right there, Brandon, whoop, bring right down here. And Elijah, if this is going to be hers, which it is, right, you got to start getting ready for this right here, for that pass, right? So you're thinking pack line. We don't want to think pack line on this situation. You want to be a little more 50-50 here in case that pass happens like that. Because look how far that closeout ends up being. Let's see, who's boxing out? Brandon boxed out. And Kim does a great job. Yeah, that's decent. Great shot. I don't care. That's another thing you guys are going to... Well, Yellow Jackets, you guys already know. You've been playing with me for a while now, back when we were a varsity team. I do not give a damn if they go in or not. I don't care if we win a single game. What I care about, if you're taking those shots. If they're going to give us a shot, take it. Take that shot. I know for a fact all you guys are always shooting anyway. And then look, we're doing a good job coming down here and crashing anyway. Almost had an opportunity. another bear hug there. Great job on 3-3. I like 3-3. He came up to me at the beginning of the game. I like his attitude, as far as his confidence goes, at least. It's good to see. Let's see how this one plays out. All right, so ball came here. Elijah needs to come down here, right? Especially because there's no defensive 3 or 5 seconds, whatever it is here in this area. So gotta take advantage of that. Then why is Asaya so down low? All right, yeah, we can't have that. Oh, he went with the cutter. You got to release. You got to release that cutter. You got to understand that you still have your spot here. Or at least look over, you know what I mean? Release that cutter. Chibu's got the cutter. But now look, we're giving up a wide open. Well, Kim did a hell of a job at cover. So, Asayas, in this situation, you got to run out here. Right? Get the box out on this guy. This guy is now your man. This is now her man. Elijah kind of looked back. Does he box out? He gets his hand up. Doesn't box out. It's just little things, guys. We'll be alright, though. We definitely looked pretty damn good compared to how we have been looking. And he does a quick little heat check. Let's see this heat check. Let's see what other options we had. I hate this freaking not pausing computer. Alright, what are our options? Oh, we got lucky that they didn't get called. He was still moving. Great screen, though. Good roll. That's the better option right there, the roll. Chibu's open. Chibu's open right after that roll. As long as Chibu comes down, look, nobody with him. Which, honestly, it's not a bad shot necessarily. Yes, it is. What is this? There's no follow through here. Looking like a prime mantis. We got to keep, if you're not following, you got to follow through. By follow throughs, you got to hold it up there. Hold it, because if not, you're pulling your shot. Good job, Asayas, diving down, trying to get that rebound. All right, I got to get off, though. I'll come back to it. How much time are we in? 7:52. I'll try to remember that. I'll come back to you guys. We'll continue this. All right, guys, so we left off at like 7 minutes and change. I'm going to start from there. I'm going to try to keep this as just another 10 more minutes to go, so that way the video doesn't get too long. We just got done with practice and everything. We worked on our rebounding more than anything, and then we also talked about what we want our weak side defender to be doing on that 2-3 zone. So, like I said, I'm going to try to keep this a little bit shorter and everything like that. That way it doesn't get too long for you guys. And there's still a lot that I want to go over, but I'm going to try to nitpick certain things that I want to see us improve on this very weekend. All right, so let's get to it. So a big thing that I know with Jeremiah and Chibu, you guys definitely want to, start doing a lot more guard work and everything. And that's good, that's fine. And this is one of the things that I want to implement with us. And that's why I need, Chibu's been doing a pretty good job. His ball handling's gotten a lot better. I need Jeremiah to also start working on his ball handling a little bit more. Because I want to get to where we're able to do stuff like this, where Chibu or Jeremiah hands off and immediately cut. Remember, you guys are, even though you're not playing bigs for our teams, you guys are wings. On defense, you're bigs, but on offense, you're on wings, right? Your guys guarding you, chances are going to be bigs. So they're not going to be used to coming out here and having to do the stuff that I want you guys to start doing, which is this, right? Perfect cut right there. That's exactly what we want to do. And then what we're going to start implementing with it, we're going to start working on drills, and this is why I want to get past the basic stuff so we can start getting to the more advanced stuff. These kinds of passes right here, we want to start working on this. That's a pass every single time. You gotta trust it. You gotta trust that it's there. So just stuff like that, and we'll get to it, like I said. But this is one of the goals that I really want to get to, and the only way we could do it is if Jeremiah and Chibu both continue to work on their dribbling. If you guys really want to be wings and be taken serious as wings, this is how you start. You've got to be comfortable with the ball. So great job here, Chibu. So our screen's a little late here, but that's just enough since he doesn't make contact with you right away or anything. It's still legal because he doesn't, try to fight through it. Now, what I want in this situation, Chibu or whoever is setting this screen, if you see that both the defender's man and your man are on him, cut. Especially if it's Chibu or Jeremiah. Like I said, you guys have bigs on you. Cut. Because guess what's open down? The lane. The lane is wide open for you and everything like that. We talk about this a lot, right? What do we not want to do on defense? Is stand up. Watch what Kim does here. That's what we want to avoid. We talked about it today, right? Second chance buckets. So another thing, Kim, right here. So you do a good job at closing out, getting underneath him, just to make him uncomfortable, right? Come back into the play, just in case that ball comes back. Or, I get it if you're trying to come out here and be ready to sprint if somebody catches it and everything. Actually, you know what? I like that better. Yeah, be ready to sprint out and everything. But do be mindful. You got to hustle your butt back in case this happens. They get the ball, so you're still there, it's fine. But here we go, right? Offensive rebound for them. And then guess what happens? Because we've fallen asleep on the backside. So let's watch him. Nobody, he just was able to just walk by. Nobody got any eyes on him or anything. Their best player, too. And by this time, you're already at a disadvantage and everything. You tried, but it's too late. At a disadvantage. I also at one point want to implement dribble handoffs, because dribble handoff create this kind of action right here. And her IQ being what it is, she's able to see it coming and read it and everything. So she's wanting a cut here, but because the defender is still here, she understands he's not going to cut. So she uses that as a screen for her man. Look at that. Reading it. Watching. Genius. And then look at this. Whew. Gets people all the time. Love it. Great work. So one thing we might do the next time we play these guys is switch to a 2-1-2 with Chibu or Jeremiah, whoever, a big here, and probably Elijah, actually. He might be the best at it. But whatever. Somebody in the middle here, kind of like how Chibu is in this play, where you're ready for this, right? Because he loves coming here, going inside. We'll either do that, and then Elijah will be ready to either take a charge or do exactly what Chibu does here, or whoever, right? Or we'll end up implementing what we did against Sean. I know Elijah and Asias were up here when we were playing against Sean, and those of you that don't know Sean's a senior who's a hell of a freaking driver. Really, really skilled, great at freaking attacking zone defenses. And they did a hell of a job at slowing him down and keeping him from going in the middle. So I'll probably pull up some video of that next time we play these guys, so that way you guys know what it is that we want to do against somebody as skilled as he is. Every so often, Kim just shows that she has so much defensive IQ. And not just IQ, but I know she's skilled. I know she can really get her feet moving. And look at this. Like, I love this right here. Stays in front, keeps him in front. And she's just trying to get those cookies the whole time and everything. And it gets the best of her of her in this situation and stuff like that. But look where her hand is right after, right? You see that? It's awesome to see. I definitely, one thing that I want to work with you on, Kim, is your what's it called? Just kind of like bouncing, just shadowing and bouncing. Kiki does a hell of a job at it, and I'll kind of show you. I'll demonstrate it to you, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about it. So another reason why boxing out is so important, right? So Jeremiah does a bad job, a poor job here at stopping how much room this man gains coming down. But boxing out, or just, you know, getting position and everything like that, it's going to do so much for you, because the refs, and I've spoken to several refs, they look for the offensive player's hands on box out, right? Because remember how I told you, over the back thing, I don't know where that's not a thing. Like, they're either going to push you, or you're both going to elevate and jump at the same, and they're going to out jump you. That's the thing. Like, if they out jump you, they out jump you. But if they push you, it's a different story, right? Look at his hands. That's what the ref is looking for. So it works out in our case here, but that right there is what the ref is looking for, to seeing where are their hands and everything. So if you've got your low base and you're pushing out, and then they're shoving you forward, if they shove you and you lean in, like they shove you with enough force to where you're almost falling down, it's going to be easy call for them. So remember that, like that right there, that's not allowed. Arms are locked out and everything like that, so it's an easy call for the ref. So keep that in mind. And like I said, it's gonna be a push off. It's not, see, push. This whole over the back thing, and now I don't know where the heck it came from. I was taught the same thing, that over the back was like a thing, but I'll look into the rule book again. Maybe I'm wrong on it, but I'm pretty sure it isn't an actual rule that I've seen in the rule book. By the way, guys, I want to show this right here. Watch Chibu on his way back. This is smart right here, right there. Because, you know, you're running forward, you're keeping an eye out who's up here. You can't really see this man behind you, especially for the tall people. You want to do this, because you're like, if they try to do a lazy pass or anything like that, right? And then your hands are ready to go if you see somebody, and it's smart. I just like that. High IQ right there. Good job, Chibu. So several things happen here, right? Let's watch Chibu to start off, right? So here he is. He's passing on this man right here. He looks, right? That is exactly what you want to do when you're down here. As soon as that ball moves, what else is going on behind me? So he identifies. We got overload right here with 3 over here on this side. We got a cutter here that would have been good if Asai's got his hand on, or at least yell cutter, cutter, cutter. You know. But he understands you got to protect the closest man, right? And then he's looking around, trying to see where everybody's at. Calls out that there's a man going to the corner. Brandon acknowledges it, right? But then Brandon also realizes, like, oh shit, now we went from a low overload over there. Now I've got 2 here. So he calls out, we got a low man, low man, low man. So in this situation, Brandon, remember how we talked about, you know, having a foot in here? So since there's a man here already, all you want to do is kind of like shade up in front of him. I know you haven't learned 3/4 deny yet. We'll talk a little bit about it. We'll work on it when we get an opportunity. But that's what we want to use here. Is kind of not even 3/4. No, we just want to front him, actually. Never mind the 3/4. Don't worry about that. But yeah, we just want to kind of front him. And the reason we want to front him, we want to prevent that easy pass, right? So we're helping Chibu because he's got a person down here. And at the same time, as long as we're fronting him, we have the ability to close out on this man. So just keep that in mind. And then instead of, let's see, do you get high? It looks like you do. Yeah, you see how you're standing up there? We want to avoid that. So that way you're ready to go already. So if you're in front of him, you're denying him, and you're kind of like ready to go, like Elijah looks like he's standing up, like Chibu is and Asias is, how they're kind of ready to go. That's what we want to do. We want to front him, be ready to go. So as soon as this pass happens, as it's happening, we're already on our way. You know what I'm saying? Now, he's not a strong shooter or anything like that. So if anything, we want to encourage this shot from him. So we don't want to close out to take the shot away. We want to close out to just, you know, make it uncomfortable for him. So Asias, again, we got to stay on our feet. But yeah. Smart move. Good job. So there's a lot more to go over. I'm only, I don't know how many minutes in. I'm only 15 minutes into the game. There's still 24 minutes to go. There's always going to be a lot, right? And with myself, I got to try to remember not to be too nitpicky right now. We got to focus on the things we've already worked on. We want to continue to drill those little things because I know that we can improve them. I know that we could do better at them. And it's going to start, like I said, our rebounding. We can't be out rebounded on the offensive boards. Like, we can't have somebody doing that to us, especially a smaller team like this. Because, I mean, we face teams like Pro Skills and everything like that. And I think what's happening is we're going into games and sizing up people. We got to stop doing that. We really do. And we just got to go out there and take every single possession as we want this ball. Kind of like that drill that we did when we were focusing on getting that ball over the offensive team. Like that's the kind of mentality we want to have. Like, we want to prevent them from scoring. If we get a steal, awesome. If we force a turnover, awesome as well. But the biggest thing is we want them to shoot that ball and not get that rebound. Like, if they miss, we want to get every single board because we want their mentality to be, I have to hit this shot. If I don't hit this shot, we're not getting the ball. That's kind of like what we want to push the offenses into, because it discourages you as an offensive player. If not only are your shots not falling, not only are you not getting easy open baskets, but you're not getting any boards. So we want to definitely focus, number one thing, on that. And then number two is our turnovers, our passing, our lazy lob passes that we like to do and everything like that. We want to focus on those bounce passes. And then there's Thursday, when we go to practice, that's going to be a big focus of ours, as well as continuing to work on those rebounding. But yeah, I still kind of went over the limit of what I try to set to myself. But if you guys have any questions or anything like that, this is the first time I've done this one in a long time. Like I said, we've got a lot going on at the house and everything, so... but I'm gonna try to. I really want to get these out every single week. I'll try to keep them under 30 minutes. Once you get me going, and analyzing film, I mean, film is where I come from. I'm a film coach, so. But yeah, hit me up if you guys have any other questions or anything like that. All right, thanks, guys.